another edition of Boozing with Jude, Halloween episode number 1, Pumpkin. So today, because it's October, look, what's on the television? What sort of films are we seeing? Halloween, Jason, slasher. I hate these films. Or funny witches movies. It's not my thing. Give me a good rom-com, make me cry, or good adventure thing, car chases and, that sort of thing. Or anything with Cary Grant, quite frankly. But today because I do love pumpkin, despite the fact that, now that I hate the autumn as the harbinger of the season of death, winter. It's 80 degrees out right now. I just lost a bet. I mean, it was a terrible bet because I was like, there's no way it's going to get up to 80 again before next year. And of course, I wanted it to. So what a terrible bet, because it's 80 degrees and I lost. 80 degrees, what's that, about 25 Celsius? I don't really know, but it's hot. Max was hot today. She's also a little bit irritable, so you might be hearing her in the background. Max is my dog, for those of you who are just tuning in for the first time. I talk about her all the time. That's who I live with. Anyway, so pumpkin. Today I'm making a drink that I'm going to dedicate to my best friend. Oh, let's just call him Woody, because that's his name. Well, that's his nickname. Hey, Wood, how you doing? So, okay, Woody is the most erudite, intelligent, well-read person, being. He's even smarter than Max, that I've ever met. I mean, he uses big words. He taught me words like simulacrum and ersatz. I had to look those up. Okay, ersatz isn't a big word, but really, who talks like that? I mean, Woody, that's who talks like that. When I first met him, I was 13. He was 26. He was a pest. He still is kind of a pest, but we're friends now. And he used to talk like that, and it's a little condescending because he knew I had no idea what the heck he was talking about. Anyway, so imagine this: 1988. I was living here and working at Notre Dame, and I drive up to Grand Rapids to see my family and my best friend Woody. And he's like, "Let's go to a film. What would you like to see?" Well, that's a stupid question, because every time he asked that, I would say what I'd like to see, and we'd never go see it. We'd go see what he wanted to see. And he wanted to see a movie called, Pumpkinhead. Yes, it's called Pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead. Now, I go along, and what can I say? It was, almost the stupidest movie I've ever seen. It was ridiculous. It was, stupid. And the worst part about it is that, the villain, the creature, wasn't even like a pumpkinhead. I kind of wanted him to come up with this big pumpkin. No, it was like just some ugly, scary thing that they created that had a big head, but there was no pumpkin to it. So, I mean, I was really disappointed in that, too. There was no redeeming features to this film. But Woody insists to this day that it is like it's like one of his favorites, that it's outstanding, it's amazing, that there's theological import to it, and there's some sort of moral meaning, and it was just so great. Now, I will tell you, he was disappointed with Pumpkinhead 2, and I will also tell you, I didn't see Pumpkinhead 2. He texted me not so long ago. He said, "Do you believe that Amazon is offering the film Pumpkinhead, and it's free, they're not even charging?" And I responded back, yes, I believe it, because you'd have to pay me to see it again. Anyway, so tonight, I can't really call this drink after my friend Woody, because, it's really it's a Alexander. It's like a Brandy Alexander, but it's a pumpkin Alexander, and it does exist. But I made my own cream sauce. So the difference between the Brandy Alexander and the Woody Pumpkinhead Alexander is this. Oh man, you know what? I could drink this straight. So Brandy Alexander is going to have brandy or cognac, and it's going to have cream de cacao or cream de cocoa. Take your pick. I'm not that kind of person that has to pronounce things the right way, and I'm not too snooty about it most of the time. And so this is cream. Well, okay, this is half and half. I've made this as my own pumpkin cream. And so what's in it is half and half. And there is some pumpkin puree. You can make your own, cheap, or you can buy just the canned pumpkin puree, not the pumpkin pie filling, the pumpkin puree. It's just pumpkin. That's all it is. And then it has pumpkin pie spice, and it has vanilla, and it has, there's something else, a little nutmeg, and probably something else. It's really good. I mean, you could just drink it. And so you want this drink to be sweet, and you want it to taste like pumpkin, So, there you go. And I'm going to show you how to make it. So here we go. Woody's Pumpkinhead. That's what I'm going to call it. Woody's Pumpkinhead Brandy Alexander. Woody's Pumpkinhead Alexander. How's that? Okay. So I have my. I've made this thing like 20 times now because if you watched my last episode, you found like for the last 9 days, I wasn't able to record. I kept recording and nothing was showing up, and I thought I got it fixed, and no, it wasn't fixed. But I had recorded it and made a drink, so I had to drink it. Blah blah blah. I must have done this like a million times. So what can I say? So what we're going to do is just put it in our tin. We'll move the pumpkin head so I don't knock it over. And let's go this way. I always get this backwards. Jigger, there you go. So it's going to be 1.5 ounces of a really good brandy or a really good cognac, something that you like. This is Martell. It's not the VSOP, as you know, is like the top of the line. It's the VS. Now, Martell is probably the oldest of the cognac producing, like, the big ones. It's VS, but I do like to drink this neat, so I'm going to use it, and I'll be quite happy using it. So I'm just going to do 1.5 ounces of that. But don't use if you like a cheap brandy and you could just drink it neat, by all means use it. But don't use a brandy just because it's cheap, because if you don't like the taste of it, it's going to ruin this drink. And it does go well with pumpkin, I have to say. And then we're going to take our cream de cacao or cream de cocoa, which we've seen in chocolate martinis. Well, I haven't because I don't drink them. Espresso martinis, that sort of thing. And we're going to do 1 ounce of that, because that's 2/3 of our Brandy Alexander right there. Okay. Now for the pièce de, well, this isn't the pièce de resistance, the pièce de resistance. I don't speak French, as you all know. The cream, but I will show you afterwards what is like the fun thing about this drink. So we're going to do 1 ounce of this. And again, when you make it, maple syrup, that's the other thing that goes in it. Instead of simple syrup, I put maple syrup because, it's fall and, you think about, pie and maple and I don't know, trees. I don't know. So don't forget the maple. I'll put the recipe in here as always. I basically got this recipe from, it's what Starbucks kind of uses in their, what are they called? Like pumpkin lattes. Now I drink a little coffee. It's a latte, but I don't like Starbucks. Don't arrest me for slander. I just find it bitter. So I've never had their pumpkin latte, but this is apparently similar to the cream they put in there and then froth it. I'm not going to be frothing it. Okay. Now we're going to put a little ice in here. I'll just take it out of my glass, a little more, and we'll shake it till the cows come home. Ready? I am. Okay. Now I'm going to do something to my glass, which I wouldn't normally do for me, but I think a lot of people will like. So I'm going to rim this with a cinnamon sugar nutmeg kind of concoction. So I just took cinnamon sugar and nutmeg and stirred it up on a plate, and I'm just going to do half of it though, because as I said, I'm not a big fan, but some people like it. And so I'm going to put I'm going to use maple syrup. That's what I'm doing right now. You can't really see, but I've got some maple syrup on one side of the plate, and then on the other side of the plate I've got cinnamon and sugar. So we'll see how it goes. It's just a little fun thing. And if you do like a sweet drink, it's just going to make it all the better, isn't it? It's got all those sort of pumpkin flavors in it. So there's our glass. Let's pour it in. I probably should have done the glass first, huh? Come on, Jude. So that's okay. Just remember, folks, I often say this, I'm not a bartender. I'm just somebody who makes drinks at home, and then what? I just drink them. So, I make mistakes, and the end product is the thing, right? Oh man, it actually looks really good. Now you can use a martini glass if you'd like, whatever you want to do. So, we're not done yet. No, we're not done yet, because guess what? Remember when you were a kid, who did not go into the refrigerator and take some of this and just open their mouth and shoot it in there? Now, that would be really crass if I were to do that on this show. So you know that Oh my God, it's so good. So we're going to do a little bit of that. Let's not overdo it, shall we? And then I'm just going to take a cinnamon stick and garnish it with that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Woody's Pumpkinhead Alexander. So very early, I'm going to say, hey, happy Thanksgiving. It's another month and so away. But here we go, starting off the pumpkin season. Salute. Woo! Yeah, do I like that? Of course I do. Because you know what? I love pumpkin. I love pumpkin. And the sad thing about this show is that, I'm a big craft beer drinker, but I don't drink that much beer anymore because I can't possibly fit that in with this cocktail drinking. I mean, I would be fatter than I am, and my liver would probably be crying out for help. And so, what can I say? But I don't drink that much beer. And right now in the craft beer world, it's pumpkin beer season or pumpkin ale. Who loves pumpkin ale more than Judy? Nobody. So I don't drink that much of it, but I do enjoy this. I wouldn't probably drink more than one of these a day. So if you're looking for a great autumn after dinner drink, Thanksgiving time, family's over, that sort of thing, this is the way to go. And I'll do some other pumpkin ones coming up because, you can never have too much pumpkin in your life. But until then, I'm just going to say, guys, as always, it's a pleasure. Enjoy your pumpkin drinks, and we'll see you next time on Bosom with Dude. Salute.